We are now joined by head coach Corey Close and student athletes Lauren Betts and Angela Dugalich from UCLA. As a courtesy to your fellow media members, as well as the coaches and student athletes, please silence your cell phones. Please provide your name and media affiliation each time you ask a question during the press conferences. If you are joining on Zoom, please use the raised hand function for questions. We will address questions in the room first and get to Zoom if time allows. We will start with an opening statement from the head coach, followed by questions first for the student athletes and then for the head coach. Coach, start us off.
Thank you all for being here tonight. Really appreciate your coverage, and it makes a difference. I also want to just compliment Cal Baptist. They have been their sustained excellence and how they play to their identity. Had just sort of a relentless hustle about them, knowing who they are. Just want to give them credit. They had a great season. They're very well coached. Obviously, those kind of matchups are difficult for us. As big as we are, we couldn't take advantage of it as much in the first half on offense. And then we defensively, it really spreads us out. But want to give them credit. They shoot the ball extremely well. They got off 33s when that was the number one thing on our scout. That's not a rip on necessarily us, but I want to compliment them. They have proven to be a really good basketball team over time. And I believe in our team. I love this team. This has been one of the most fun teams I've ever coached, and it's been one of the most hardworking teams I've ever coached. And every game presents some different learning points and challenges. And I've really got great confidence in this team that we will look at this game and go, okay, what did this teach us? What are the pivots and adjustments that need to be made, and we will come out ready to go on Monday.
Go first row on the left right here. Right here.
All right, Jack Haslett with the Sporting Tribune. For Angela and Lauren, both of you, just coming into the second half, did you feel like there was an energy shift that kind of just led to especially the shooting differences compared to the first half?
Yeah, I think in the locker room, it was made very clear to us that we needed to do a better job, and that was before the coaches came in. We just took accountability of what we needed to fix, which was a lot of things, honestly. Like Corey said, Cal Baptist is a great team and a great shooting team, and we didn't execute our scouting report to our best potential. I think in the second half that we did a better job because we were all on the same page and we understood what we had to do.
Go first row right here.
Mike Regalado, Bruin 24/7. Despite the lull in the first half, you all still dominated the boards. What can you say about the fact that you pulled down 62 total rebounds?
Dang, that's nice. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like that's something that we really emphasize all week in practice, that we need to be amazing rebounders if we want to get through this tournament. So I think that's just all the hard work that we did in practice that translated to the game today. But yeah, I mean, I think, when they really focus on our posts, especially boxing us out, and then our guards come in crashing, that makes a really big difference for us. So I'm really proud of how our guards rebounded today. I thought that was really good. So
third row on the right.
Hi, Andres Soto, USA Today. Two questions for me, one for each of you guys. Lauren, you and Sienna both had double-doubles tonight. Over here.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
You and Sienna both had double-doubles tonight. Just
yeah.
How cool is it to share that moment with your sister?
Yeah, I'm really happy for her. She had a moment today in the game where she literally just kept missing and getting her own rebound, missing and getting her own rebound. I was like, Sienna, just make the shot, and she's laughing
She's
in the middle of the
smiling
game.
doing it, yeah.
She's not serious. I'm really happy for her. Really proud of her growth and how she came out today. And honestly, besides her scoring, I thought her defense was a lot better today. And I know that's something that she wanted to get better in, especially playing a really good team like CBU and the way that they move the ball really well and their guards get to the rim. And she was just really proud of her slides. She didn't say anything about her points. She was like, I'm just so glad that I can guard them. That's worked so hard on that. So really happy for her. Yeah.
Thank you. And Angela, there was a moment in the third quarter where you hit a wide open three, and to push the lead to 20, the crowd just kind of went crazy. Just what was going through your mind right then?
I just wanted to stop. I wanted a deflection. I don't know. I think our team emphasizes defense a lot, and I really try to do my best in that part and what I can bring to the table in that aspect. So then when we changed our defense to like that full court press, just in my head, I was like, I need a deflection, I need a deflection, I need a deflection. And then luckily, I think I got like 1 or 2 deflections, which led to the 3, but also then like one deflection, which led to, I think, Char or Gabs getting the steal. And if I can consistently do that, then I feel like we can consistently dominate. So I just have to, again, do that consistently.
Second row on the right.
Consistently.
Consistently. That's my
Chris
word.
Johnson, 24/7 Sports. This is for Lauren and Angela. When you guys get switched out on the guards, out on the perimeter, I'd love to just hear about your mindset. Are you guys nervous? Or are you guys feeling like you're going to win the matchup? If you could just take me through that.
I'm not nervous because if you saw who we go against every day in practice, it's really nothing when you're out there. Yeah, I mean, our scout guys, they do not take it easy on us. And every time we go blitz in practice, I just get my mind right. Like, I got to keep them in front, and that's something that I've worked really hard on. And I think all the forwards, we've done a really good job of working through that. And I'm just proud of like the way we move. You don't see a lot of posts who are able to do that. So this team is really, really special.
Yeah, I think it just speaks to our versatility and like the fact that we're able to guard 1 through 5. I think that's an amazing trait, and it definitely helps the team. I love switching out. So anytime Corey says that, I'm like, great, perfect. Makes it simple for me.
Second row in the middle.
Congrats, guys.
Thank you.
Corey mentioned, and Angela, you kind of said, like at halftime, you guys knew what you had to take care of. But what lessons are there to be learned from this game?
I think we also mentioned this after the game as well. Just not having those slow starts. We've had a few instances of that throughout the year and just in our past. We're not trying to stay in the past, but we have to learn from our mistakes, and that is something that we just need to overemphasize and over-exaggerate. Is those warm-ups, that first start of the game, even going into the second half as well. Just that, like, because going into the game, you're a little bit nervous, obviously, and we have 25 minutes on the shot clock to stretch, shoot, all this different stuff. So we all understand that and acknowledge that, but at the same time, we know we have to do a better job of it.
First row on the left over here.
Beth Harris, AP. Angela, who was making things clear in the locker room before the coaches came along?
All my teammates, from seniors to Amanda even said something, Sienna said something. I think that's like what I take pride in the most, is that we're able to listen to each other, no matter your age, your position, whatever it is. Like, we do understand that there are people who have more experience, but that also doesn't negate what you have to say. Yeah.
Lauren, are y'all wearing identical manicures?
Take a photo.
I went for the UCLA yellow vibes. I know Kiki's got some blue and gold going on. Yeah, I don't know.
I had yellow, but then my nails broke, so I was like, I need a fresh set.
Oh, those are cute. I like them. Oh yeah, have to for the tournament. Yeah, of course.
What?
Yeah.
We have time for one more question. Go right here in the front row on the left.
Angela, I just wanted to follow up on what you said earlier. What do you think goes into what causes those slow starts? Is it just nerves, or what kind of goes into why you think slow starts keep happening?
It can be a mix of things. Like, just depends on the day for some people, and sometimes it's just like, you know what, my stomach's hurting today, so I don't even know. But I think it's just like, literally, I know it sounds dumb, but I'm just saying, like, there can be different reasons. I don't think it's a consistent thing. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. But yeah.
And let me just frame this a little bit. That actually has not been our thing, has been slow starts. We've actually usually started really well. We had a slow start versus Washington. But outside of that, our first quarters have been one of our best quarters throughout the year. So that actually hasn't been a trend of ours. It actually has been taking a breath after, when it comes around to the second quarter. So just as, for framing of that has not been our Achilles heel, and I don't want that to get into their heads that has been something that's actually been an issue.
Thanks, Corey.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Time to open up questions for Coach. Go second row, third from the right.
Sarah Barshep, ESPN. What did you tell your players at halftime?
It was spirited. So it was spirited. It was, it's just, it was unacceptable. It's not the fact that we miss shots. Those aren't the things that get me really fired up. It's when we don't execute the scouting report, when we are lackadaisical, when we don't communicate, when we're not connected. Those are the controllable things that we made a commitment to each other that we would deliver on, that we could be dependable to do our job. And we let each other down in that first half about that. That being said, I trust this team. They understand the assignment, and they will adjust, they will respond, and we will be better for it.
Go second row on the right.
Coach Close, there was a moment in the second half where you addressed Gianna on the end of the bench, moved her to the beginning of the bench. Could you tell us about that conversation?
I think Gianna is a brilliant playmaker on both sides of the ball. And that's the standard I believe in her for. And so I was just like, this is what I need from you. And I trust her. She isn't going to do it the same way maybe Kiki will do it or someone else, but her IQ is so high. Her competitive nature is so good. And when she's below the bar of what I know she's capable of, I love her enough to hold her to it. And I was making it really clear of what I knew was in her and what I expected her to change. And she's a phenomenal kid, a great player, and I was just trying to get to that competitive spirit that I know's in her.
Oh, first row, second from the right.
Mike Rigolato, Bruin 24/7. Coach, going back to the discussion at halftime, the players said that they kind of talked amongst themselves before you got in there.
Yeah.
How much weight does that take off your shoulders, knowing that you have players that take accountability like that?
Yeah, I trust them. I mean, I don't know everything that was said before the coaches came in, but, I really do trust that probably they took care of things before I ever took care of things. And that this is not a situation where the coaches want it more than the kids. That's not the situation here. So I don't really have any doubt that they had already taken accountability, already been solution-minded, and it came from them first. I made sure that they knew I was disappointed too.
First row, third from the right.
Coach, the scoring in the second half, 52-9. Talk about that a little bit, please.
Well, I think what I talked to them about is they let things, Coach Wooden says, if you let things that are out of your control, if you focus on things that are out of your control, it will adversely affect the things that are in your control. And what we did in the first, is we were sort of out of our rhythm, and we had to adjust, and we weren't in our normal routine. The game, you have to sort of guess how long we think the fourth quarter is going to go, and we misguessed. And so they were rushed. And I think what happened is that, we let things that were out of our control, the warm-up time, when we got out there, affect the things that were under our control. And we just had to get regrouped and go, okay, we know how to do this. Let's refocus. We talk a lot about getting back to neutral. That neutral is that place where you can go, okay, what's required of me next? What's my next right step? And we just needed to refocus, recommit, and get to that point. But obviously, night and day difference between the two halves. And, we just really challenged them in process-oriented ways. We had sort of 4 or 5 categories that we were really focused on, and we just kept going back to those. Let's get another one. I think we ended up with, I want to say, maybe 15 kills, when kills are 3 stops in a row. They almost all happened in the second half. I think we had 12 kills in the second half, and we had only 3 in the first half. So I just think it was a matter of, there's a lot of things that in these tournaments that are not going to be comfortable and perfect, and you've got to be able to pivot and adjust. And I asked them who recognized that we weren't on it, and how can you recognize that state change quicker and then go, hey, this is how we got to refocus. We can take responsibility for this. That's what having a growth mindset's all about.
First row, third from the left.
Mm-hmm.
Coach, hi, Jack Haslett with the Sporting Tribune. Obviously, I mean, playing in the Big Ten, you're used to playing against good teams.
Yeah.
But for Cal Baptist, for them to come in for, I guess, in their start to be so scrappy and so physical, what is sort of like the mental adjustment for the team to make just in response to something like that?
Well, we're one of the, longest teams, tallest teams in the country. And, those are hardest matchups. Last year it was Richmond. That style of play is really tough for us. You're asking our bigs to chase around those people. And, it's that balance but pretty much, you look at the men's tournament, you look at the women's tournament, like you have to be able to adjust to styles of play that maybe you don't face in your conference as much. And you can see that a lot with the Power 4 teams that are it's a real, really relying on the three-point shot, which is the great equalizer. You have to just adjust that you may have to play screening angles differently than maybe you played against Big Ten teams. And so, but I think that's part of it, from Creighton to Richmond and then now to Cal Baptist. I mean, that's part of the deal. And, I'm thankful that, the reality for us is we get to coach them another day. And we accomplish the mission of going 1-0. So we get a chance to learn and grow and give to each other and get a little bit better tomorrow.
First row on the left.
Amanda Skurlock, LA Sentinel. Tell me about the offensive rebounds that leading to like 30 second chance points. How helpful is that?
Yeah, and who I'm most proud, not most, that's always dangerous when I say that. I'm very proud of Angela Dugalich for that, because that's been an area that we really have challenged her all year long on, is that we needed her to be on the offensive glass. And in the first couple of possessions, she didn't. I subbed her pretty quick after she went in because of that, because that's a big part of her role. It's like the very first thing that we need from her. But I thought she really responded. And I'm really proud of how she's really taken accountability and pride in improving in that area. And like Lauren said, even though it really was, I was teasing her because she kept talking about our guards. And I was like, well, Sienna Betts had 12 rebounds. Angela had 11. And then Lauren had 10. So I was like, I don't know if it was really the guards. But I do agree with her that, having Kiki Rice have 7 rebounds, I think that's a big deal. Gabriela Jaquez had 5 rebounds. Amanda Muse came in and had 4 rebounds. But I just think it has to be a collective commitment to rebounding. And I think this tournament, if you were to look to 2 stats that determine things, it would be turnovers and rebounds. And those are situations that are so critical, the amount of possessions that you can create for your team to ride the ebbs and flows of the game. And so proud of how that really carried us, especially in the second half.
We have time for 2 more questions. We're going to go middle row in the middle.
Hi, Ethan Kung, Bruin Life. Kiki got to the line 10 times, or she got to the line 5 times and made all 10 of her free throws, and so she was really aggressive, looking for drives to the basket and such. Was that aggressiveness something you guys talked about, or is that just...
Well, I think that's what she's been doing all year. One of the things I've been really proud of her about, Kiki's such a perfectionist, and I just want her to feel free to go for it, and she's been doing that all year long. But I do think, that's a need we have, is to get to the free throw line more often. We should, for as good as we are in the paint and efficient, I think we can draw more fouls too and be more efficient through those. And for over the course of the season, we're a pretty good free throw shooting team. We've had a couple of lapses in that, but overall we've been pretty good. And, bottom line for me is that, that's a huge piece when you have a guard who can get downhill, really force pace, and get those easy ones. And she is so reliable at the free throw line. What I love is the higher the stakes, the tougher the moment, the more reliable she is. And so I think that's a huge piece. If we can get, trips to the charity stripe and Kiki can lead us that way, it's great. But I also think it speaks to her mentality, that she's playing more free, she's playing more physical, and, I just want her to keep that aggression level up.
Last question in here in the middle.
Coach Miriam Swanson, LA Times. Wanted to ask you about the Betts sisters and the matching double-doubles. What do you make of that, and how big a deal is that for Sienna?
Well, I don't know if it's really a big deal. It's this weird thing, On the one hand, I want them to enjoy this connection they have. I want them to enjoy this year they will look back on this year and just really treasure it. And simultaneously, I want to especially treat Sienna on her own journey, and to not make her feel like she's in the shadows of anything that Lauren's doing. And that's sort of a fine line to sort of, I call it the healthy tension I'm trying to find with them, because I think both things can be true at the same time. And I love the moments you catch when they have a connection and an eye contact or a smile that is different than everybody else because they're sharing it as sisters. And I just think, how special is that? That's so wonderful. And I want Sienna to feel like she's Sienna. She's not Lauren's sister. That she can enjoy that, but for our team, she's Sienna Betts. And I have an expectation of her growth and her journey, and she's doing a great job on that. And I can't wait to see her grow through her own journey.
Thank you, Coach.
Appreciate your guys' time. Thank you guys for being here. We'll see you on Monday.